Hello, I'd like to tell you about my new book, ExPRESSION. It's a story about a guy who wants to be a writer, and so what he does is he takes time from work and goes to Chicago. And if you see it on the cover of my book, there's a picture of an old Victorian house, and that's the bed and breakfast where he stays. So he checks into this bed and breakfast, and everything is great, and the woman who runs it is very friendly. And then he tries to write a little bit, but he decides that before he starts the book, maybe he should just go out and explore the city a little bit. And so that's what he does. He meets a few people. He meets a couple of women on the train. And one woman he makes a date to have lunch, and the other one, he after he meets her, he gets caught in this trap with this detective who's following her. And that's kind of the way life is. You know, life is, you walk out of your door, and it's pretty much a crapshoot. Life is like a casino. You roll the dice, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes things work out really great, and sometimes they don't. It started with writing on the caves, on the walls, with pictures, and then making letters, and then all the different languages, and then we started sending all of these messages, over wires, Morse code and satellite dish and cell phones, and it's kind of an amazing thing, the way communication has changed a lot, and that's part of this story as well too. And we wonder, that we have this big network of communication, but who is actually in control of it? The group gets in control of this network, and they use it to control the people. Things that happen to us, is it our imagination? Is it a dream? Is it reality? And we try to put things together, and sometimes we miss a few pieces of the puzzle, things that we hear, things that we see, and our mind fills in the blanks and creates a picture. And sometimes we're in control of that picture, sometimes we aren't. And we wonder, these things that we hear and these things that we see, where do they come from, and who makes them? And the main character of the story, John Bird Ray, is just a regular guy, and he's a photographer by trade, but wants to write, and so he wants to write a book, and so he tries to figure out how can he do this, and he thinks maybe the best way to do it is just do it really as fast as he can, and so he goes to Chicago to do this. And he's kind of like a fish out of water, because he's not really used to living in the big city. He's from a smaller town, and sometimes if you move to a bigger city, or you go somewhere where you're not familiar, it kind of takes you over, and you get lost in it. And that's life. Sometimes we're overwhelmed by things, but we overcome. And in this story too, finally in the end he discovers what's really happening and what's going on, and that's the interesting thing. At the end of the story, his discovery is a little shocking, and maybe it would be for you too. So my book is available online at slivypress.com, and I look forward to hearing from you if you read my book, and let you know what you think of it. Thank you.